I want you to think about the last time you drove home from a family gathering or a dinner party. The moment the car door closed and the silence rushed in. Did you feel a physical ache right here in the hinges of your jaw? That is the specific exhaustion of smiling when you did not want to smile, of nodding when you actually wanted to scream, of scanning the room constantly to make sure everyone else was having a good time. You might call this kindness. You might call it being a good woman. But I want to offer you a different definition today. You are working a second full-time job, and the pay is terrible. For millions of women over 40, people-pleasing is not just a habit. It is a survival mechanism. It is a desperate attempt to buy safety with the currency of your own soul. Imagine your energy is a bank account. Every time you say yes when you mean no, every time you apologize for something that was not your fault, every time you shapeshift to fit someone else's expectations, you are making a deposit into their account. But look at your own account. It is overdrawn. You are spiritually bankrupt. And you're wondering why you feel so resentful when you have been so nice. If you feel like you are disappearing behind the needs of everyone else, stay with me. Today, we are going to put this behavior under the microscope of Carl Jung's psychology. We are going to uncover why the nice girl persona that kept you safe in childhood has become a prison cell in midlife. We will look at what psychologists call the Fawn Response. And most importantly, we are going to draft your resignation letter. It is time to quit the job of managing the universe's emotions, so you can finally start living your own life. You do not exist to make others comfortable. You exist to be real. Let us begin. To understand why this job is killing you, we first have to look at the job description, because you never actually signed a contract. You just slowly, over decades, absorbed a set of rules that now rule your life. The rules say, if I am nice, I am safe. If I am helpful, I am worthy. If I make you happy, you will not leave me. It sounds noble on the surface, but let us peel back the layers. Let us look at what this actually looks like on a Tuesday night. Let me tell you about a woman named Maria. Maria is 48 years old. She is the woman everyone relies on, the one who always says yes. Last month, there was a fundraiser at her daughter's school. Maria had been fighting a flu for 3 days. Her body was aching, her head was pounding, every cell in her body was screaming for rest. But when the email came out asking for volunteers to bake cookies, Maria felt that familiar pull in her gut, that panic. She thought, if I don't do it, who will? If I don't do it, they will think I am lazy. They will think I don't care. So, at 1 a.m. on a Wednesday morning, Maria was standing in her kitchen, feverish, exhausted, baking 50 cupcakes. She wasn't baking them with love.
She was baking them with desperation. She was frosting them with resentment. She told herself she was doing it for the children, but deep down, she was doing it to silence the voice in her head that told her she wasn't enough. The next morning, she dropped off the cupcakes. She smiled, her perfect, accommodating smile. Someone said a quick thank you and walked away. 5 minutes later, the cupcakes were eaten. There was no parade. There was no grand validation. Just crumbs on a paper plate. Maria got back into her car. She closed the door and she started to cry. She wasn't crying because she was sad. She was crying because she was furious. She felt used. She felt invisible. She thought, after everything I did, nobody even really noticed. This moment, right here, this moment in the car, this is the diagnosis. Maria wasn't suffering from kindness. She was suffering from a failed transaction. This is the hard truth we need to face today. People-pleasing is not actually about pleasing other people. It is about managing your own anxiety. It is a transaction, a covert contract that you have signed with the world. The contract says, I will give you everything you want. I will anticipate your needs. I will flatten myself to be a rug for you to walk on. And in exchange, you must never be angry with me. You must never reject me. You must always approve of me. But here is the problem. The other person never saw the contract. They don't know the rules. So they take your cupcakes. They take your time. They take your energy. And they assume you gave it freely. They assume you gave it because you wanted to. They have no idea that you are keeping a ledger, and every time they don't give you the validation you paid for, you mark it down as a debt. This is why people-pleasers are often the most resentful people in the room. We think we are being martyrs, but we are actually being merchants. We are buying safety with our selfhood, and the cost is getting too high. For women over 40, this transaction becomes unsustainable. When you were 20, you had energy to burn. You could stay up all night baking cookies and still function. But now, your energy is finite. Your body keeps the score. When you say yes to something you don't want to do, your body registers it as a threat. Your cortisol spikes, your digestion shuts down, your sleep suffers. You are literally paying for their approval with your health. And what is the return on investment? Is it real intimacy? No, because you cannot be intimate with someone if you are constantly performing for them. If you are always the nice girl, they don't know the real you. They love the mask. They love the service you provide. But they don't know the woman who is screaming inside the car. This creates a profound sense of loneliness. You are surrounded by people, but you feel completely alone because you have hidden your true self away to keep the peace. You have become a mirror, reflecting back what everyone else wants to see. But when you look in the mirror, you don't see yourself anymore. You see a fragmented collection of other people's expectations. Think about the people in your life right now. Your partner, your children, your boss, your friends? How many of them have you trained to expect your unlimited availability? How many of them have you trained to believe that you have no needs? We teach people how to treat us. And by always saying yes, by always smiling, by never rocking the boat, you have taught them that you are a vending machine. They press a button and they get what they want. And vending machines don't have feelings. Vending machines don't get tired. Vending machines don't need to be taken care of. This realization hurts. I know it does. It hurts to realize that your kindness might actually be a wall that keeps you safe, but also keeps you trapped. You might be thinking, but I just want to be a good person. Is it wrong to be good? No, it is not wrong to be kind. It is not wrong to be generous. But there is a difference between generosity and self-abandonment. Generosity comes from a full cup. It flows over. It asks for nothing in return. People-pleasing comes from an empty cup. It scrapes the bottom, and it demands to be refilled by someone else's gratitude. When you give from a place of fear of rejection, fear of being bad, that is not love. That is a hostage situation. And you are holding yourself hostage. You are holding your own truth hostage to keep everyone else comfortable. But why? Why is their comfort more important than your reality? Why is their disappointment more terrifying than your own exhaustion? This is the question we have to answer. This is where we have to go deep. Because this behavior didn't start when you turned 40. It started a long time ago. It started before you even had the words to explain it. It is not just a habit. It is a biological response. It is wired into your nervous system. To understand how to stop this, we have to look at what is happening beneath the surface. We have to look at what psychologists call the Fawn Response. And we have to look at what Carl Jung called the shadow side of the good girl. Because the part of you that wants to be nice is also the part of you that wants to control the outcome. And until we face that shadow, we will never be free.
So, how did we get here? How did a woman with your intelligence, your capabilities, and your heart end up trapped in this exhausting cycle of pleasing everyone but herself? It is easy to label yourself as weak, or to say you just have trouble saying no, but the roots go much deeper than that. They go all the way down into your nervous system, and they go all the way back to your childhood. Psychologists have a specific name for this behavior. They call it the Fawn Response. You have probably heard of fight or flight. Maybe you have heard of freeze. These are the ways our bodies react to danger. But for many children, especially little girls who grew up in volatile or emotionally neglectful homes, fighting was not an option. You couldn't fight the giants who fed you. Running away was not an option. You had nowhere to go. So you developed a fourth strategy: fawning. Fawning is the instinct to merge with the threat, to stay safe. It is the decision, made in a split second by your nervous system, to become exactly what the other person needs you to be. If your father was angry,
you became quiet and helpful. If your mother was sad, you became cheerful and entertaining. You learned to read the micro-expressions on their faces better than you could read a book. You became a shapeshifter. You learned that if you could keep them happy, you could keep yourself safe. This was brilliant when you were 7. It saved you. But you are not 7 anymore. You are 40. You are 50. And your nervous system is still scanning the room for danger. It still thinks that if your boss frowns, or if your husband sighs, or if your friend sends a short text message, that you are in mortal peril. So you rush to fix it. You rush to apologize. You rush to smooth things over. You are living in a state of chronic high alert, trying to manage the emotions of everyone around you, just so you can feel calm enough to breathe. This is why it is draining you. You are not just being nice, you are constantly surviving a threat that no longer exists. Now, let us layer Carl Jung's wisdom on top of this biological reality. Jung would look at your people-pleasing, and he would see it as a persona, a mask. We call this mask the nice girl, or the good mother, or the peacemaker. This persona is shiny. It is socially acceptable. The world applauds you for it. They say you are so selfless. They say you are a saint. But Jung taught us that the brighter the persona, the darker the shadow. The shadow is not evil. It is simply the part of you that you had to hide to survive. And what is hidden in the shadow of the people-pleaser? This is the part that might be hard to hear. But I say this with love, because seeing it is the only way to be free. Hidden in your shadow is a deep desire for control. We like to think that people-pleasing is an act of generosity, but if we are rigorously honest, it's often an act of manipulation. When you overgive, when you shapeshift, when you refuse to let anyone be disappointed in you, you are trying to control how they feel about you. You are trying to control the narrative. You are saying, I will be so good, so perfect, so accommodating, that you will have no choice but to love me. You are trying to secure your safety by managing their perception. This is not love. This is strategy. And it's exhausting, because controlling other people's perceptions is an impossible job. You can bake 1,000 cupcakes, and someone can still dislike you. You can give everything you have, and someone can still leave you. The shadow knows this, and that is why the shadow is angry. Your shadow is screaming, I did everything right. Why isn't it working? Why do I still feel unsafe? Why do I still feel unloved? This is the midlife crisis of the people-pleaser. The strategy has stopped working. The mask is slipping, and the resentment that was hidden in the basement is starting to leak up into the living room. You might find yourself having sudden outbursts of rage, or crying for no reason in the grocery store, or feeling a sudden repulsion toward the people you are supposed to be serving. That repulsion is your soul trying to save you. It is trying to tell you that you cannot live as a lie anymore. You cannot continue to set yourself on fire just to keep other people warm. I want to invite you into a conversation with your ego right now, the part of you that is terrified of stopping, the part of you that says, but if I say no, they will hate me. Let us talk to that fear directly. Ask yourself, what is the worst thing that will happen if someone is displeased with me? Really, what is the catastrophe? Will I die? Will the earth stop spinning? Will I lose my home? Or will I just feel an uncomfortable sensation in my chest for a few minutes? We equate disapproval with death, because to our ancestors and to our inner child, being cast out of the tribe meant death. But you are not a child anymore. You are a grown woman. You pay your own bills. You drive your own car. You have your own resources. If someone is disappointed because you didn't bake the cookies, or because you didn't host the holiday dinner, or because you didn't listen to their drama for 3 hours, you will survive it. In fact, you might discover something incredible. You might discover that the people who really love you do not want a martyr. They want you. They want the real you. Even if the real you is tired. Even if the real you says no. Even if the real you is grumpy. And the people who only liked you for what you did for them, the ones who fall away when you stop fawning, they never were your friends to begin with. They were customers, and you are closing the shop. This realization is the turning point. It is the moment you decide to switch your loyalty. For 40 years, you have been loyal to everyone else's feelings. Now, you must become loyal to your own. You must learn to tolerate the discomfort of being disliked, because the discomfort of being disliked is nothing compared to the pain of abandoning yourself. Jung called this individuation. It is the process of separating your own truth from the expectations of the collective. It is the process of becoming a sovereign being. A sovereign woman does not ask for permission to exist. She does not apologize for taking up space. She does not barter for love. She knows that her worth is inherent. It is not something she has to earn by being nice. This shift from fawning to sovereignty is the work of your lifetime. It will feel unnatural at first. It will feel selfish. Your nervous system will ring alarm bells. It will scream, "Danger! They are mad at us. Fix it." But you must learn to override that alarm. You must learn to sit in the fire of their disappointment and not burn. You must learn to say to yourself, "I am willing to be misunderstood. I am willing to be judged if it means I get to keep my soul." This is the high cost of authenticity, but the reward is freedom. The reward is energy. The reward is finally coming home to yourself. But how do we do this in practice? How do we start saying no when our mouths are wired to say yes? How do we deal with the people who demand our compliance? We need a new set of tools. We need a strategy for the moment of decision. We need to learn the art of the sacred pause. And we need to understand that setting a boundary is not an act of war. It is an act of peace.
Now we arrive at the cure. But I must warn you, the cure feels uncomfortable at first. It feels like wearing shoes on the wrong feet, because for your entire life, you have been trained to believe that a good woman is an accommodating woman. To break this training, you must embrace a radical new truth, a truth that might shock your system. Here it is. Disappointing other people is not a failure. It is often an act of profound integrity. Let that sink in. If you never disappoint anyone, if you are always available, always smiling, always saying yes,
then you are constantly disappointing the most important person in your life, yourself. You are living a lie. And living a lie is the most exhausting thing a human being can do. So how do we start to tell the truth? How do we stop the automatic yes that jumps out of our mouths before we can stop it? I want to give you a tool. It is the most powerful weapon in the recovering people-pleaser's arsenal. I call it the sacred pause. Here is how it works. The next time someone asks you for something, whether it is to chair a committee, or to bake cookies, or to listen to their problems for an hour, your old instinct will be to answer immediately, to relieve the tension by saying yes. I want you to override that instinct. I want you to buy yourself time. You do not have to say no. You just have to say, wait. Memorize this phrase. Let me check my calendar and get back to you. Or, I need to sit with that for a moment. Or simply, let me think about it. That pause, even if it is just 5 minutes or 24 hours, creates a gap between the stimulus and your response. And in that gap, you can consult your own soul. You can ask yourself the forbidden questions. Do I actually want to do this? Do I have the energy for this? If I say yes to this, what am I saying no to in my own life? Usually, you are saying no to your rest, no to your peace, no to your health. The sacred pause gives you the space to check your bank account, your energetic bank account. And if you find that you are overdrawn, you must come back and say no. And this is where the terror sets in. Saying no feels like an act of aggression to a woman raised to be nice. You will feel guilty. I guarantee it. Your heart will race. Your palms will sweat. You will want to over-explain. You will want to make up a lie about having a doctor's appointment. Don't lie. You do not need an excuse to protect your energy. Your no is a complete sentence. Try saying this. Thank you for asking, but I cannot commit to that right now. Or, that does not work for me. Notice I did not say I am sorry. Women over 40 apologize constantly for simply having limits. Stop apologizing for being human. Stop apologizing for having a finite amount of energy. When you set a boundary like this, you are not building a wall. You are teaching people how to treat you. Imagine your life is a house. For 40 years, you have left the front door wide open. People have walked in and out with muddy shoes. They have eaten your food. They have slept on your couch. They have left their trash on your floor. And you stood there smiling, cleaning up after them, because you were afraid that if you locked the door, no one would visit. Setting a boundary is simply putting a lock on the door. It does not mean you never let anyone in. It means you get to decide who comes in, and when, and for how long. Now, I need to prepare you for what will happen when you lock the door. Some people will bang on it. Some people will get angry. They will say you have changed. They will say you are being selfish. They might even try to pick the lock. This is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. This is a sign that the boundary is working. The only people who get upset when you set boundaries are the ones who benefited from you having none. Let them be upset. Their anger is not your responsibility to fix. This is a hard lesson, but it is the path to freedom. You must learn to tolerate their discomfort. You must learn to stand in the fire of their disapproval and not burn, because the alternative is burning yourself out. When you stop fawning, when you stop shape-shifting, you become solid. You become real. And yes, you might lose some people. The friends who only wanted the doormat version of you, they might fall away. Let them go. They were weighing you down. But the people who truly love you, the ones who see your spirit, they will adjust. They will respect your new strength. They might even be relieved, because now they know that when you say yes, you really mean it. Your yes becomes valuable because it is no longer automatic. It is a gift you give freely, not a tax you pay out of fear. This shift requires practice. It is like building a muscle. Start small. Practice saying no to the cashier who asks for your email address. Practice saying no to the friend who wants to have coffee when you need to nap. Practice disappointing people in small ways, and watch what happens. The world does not end. The sky does not fall. You are still standing. And for the first time in a long time, you are standing in your own power. There's a concept in Jungian psychology called the tension of opposites. You are holding the tension between your desire to be liked and your need to be whole. For the first half of your life, you chose being liked. Now, in the second half, you must choose being whole. Wholeness includes the capacity to be disagreeable. It includes the capacity to protect what is yours: your time, your energy, your heart. These are your treasures. Stop casting them before people who do not know their value. As you reclaim your energy from the job of people-pleasing, you will find you have a surplus. You will have energy to create, to dream, to simply be. You will remember who you were before the world told you who you had to be. You will find that you are not just a supporting character in everyone else's movie. You are the lead character in your own. And the lead character gets to decide the plot. She gets to decide who is in the cast. And she gets to decide when the scene is over. This is your life. It is not a performance for an audience. It is a sacred journey. And you cannot walk your path if you are constantly carrying everyone else's on your back. Put them down. They have their own legs. They have their own paths. Trust them to walk theirs, so you can finally walk yours. This is not selfishness. This is sovereignty, and it is the only way to find true peace.
You have just done something incredibly brave today. You have looked at the job description of your life
and you have decided that the working conditions are no longer acceptable. You have acknowledged that buying love with your exhaustion is a price you are no longer willing to pay. I know that handing in this resignation letter feels scary. For 40 years, your identity has been wrapped up in being the nice one, the helpful one, the easy one. When you strip those titles away, you might feel a sudden emptiness. You might wonder, if I am not serving everyone else, do I still have a purpose? Let me answer that question for you with absolute certainty. Your purpose is not to be a resource for others. Your purpose is to be a person, a whole, messy, complex, beautiful person. You are not a supporting character in everyone else's movie. You are the protagonist of your own story. And the protagonist gets to have needs. She gets to have preferences. She gets to say no without explaining herself. When you stop people-pleasing, you are not becoming selfish. You are becoming honest. And honesty is the only soil in which true love can grow. Think about the relationships you want to have for the rest of your life. Do you want relationships based on a transaction? Or do you want relationships based on truth? The people who leave your life because you stopped fawning were only in love with your compliance. But the people who stay, the people who respect your new boundaries, those are your people. Those are the ones who love you for you. I want to invite you to make this resignation official. I want you to take a physical action right now to seal this promise to yourself. Please scroll down to the comments section, and I want you to write one simple sentence. I resign from the job of pleasing. Just 6 words. I resign from the job of pleasing. When you type those words, you are sending a signal to your nervous system. You are telling your inner good girl that she is off duty. You are telling the world that your soul is no longer for sale. Read the comments from the other women here. See the army of sisters who are also quitting this thankless job today. You are not doing this alone. We are rewriting the rules of womanhood together. However, I need to warn you about what comes next. The moment you stop people-pleasing, your ego will try to find a new way to keep you safe. It will try to find a new way to prove your worth. And often, that new trap is even more subtle than the last one. If you are not going to be the nice girl anymore, your ego might decide that you have to be the perfect woman, the woman who has it all together, the woman who never drops the ball, the woman who looks flawless while setting boundaries. This is a dangerous pivot. It is swapping one prison for another. If you feel this pressure rising, the pressure to prove that you are still valuable, even if you are not accommodating, the pressure to hide your mess and present a polished image to the world, please watch my next video. The pressure to have it all together. An honest conversation for women in midlife. In that video, we're going to dismantle the myth of perfection. We're going to look at why we feel the need to perform competence and why trying to have it all together is actually tearing us apart. I will share with you the relief that comes when you finally give yourself permission to fall apart and how to find beauty in the broken pieces. It is the essential next step to ensure you do not trade your chains for a golden cage. You will find new tools to embrace your imperfections as your greatest strength. If this video spoke to your spirit today, if you felt the heavy weight of expectation lift off your chest, please subscribe to this channel. Think of this space as your weekly permission slip, a permission slip to be real, to be tired, to be exactly who you are. By subscribing, you are building a boundary around your own wisdom. You are saying that your growth matters. Click the like button, not to please me, but to please yourself. Click it as an act of solidarity with every woman who is learning to say no. And share this video. Send it to the friend who is always doing everything for everyone. Send it to the sister who looks exhausted. You might be giving her the key to her own cage. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for your bravery. Thank you for daring to disappoint the world in order to be true to yourself. You are doing the hard work, and it is worth it, because you are worth it. Stand tall, hold your ground, and I will see you in the next video.